horror fans, once again, it's the Horror Miser Monty G. I'm here to do another movie review, and today we're going to review the movie Patient Zero. Now, Patient Zero is an action horror film directed by Stefan, and I'm probably going to screw this name up, Zuratitsky. I think I got that right. It's written by Mike Lee. It stars Matt Smith of Doctor Who fame, Nellie Dorma, and Stanley Tucci. The plot revolves around a group of survivors who are set to find out an antidote for a highly contagious virus which turns infected into ravenous but highly intelligent new species. Very interesting plot from this film, but let's go on ahead. Let's talk about Patient Zero. Now, after a narration from the character Morgan, which Matt Smith plays, we find out that there is a super rabies virus that gets transferred from animals to humans and actually turns humans into ravenous psychotic beings. But they actually still maintain their human intelligence. That's a little bit different than we've seen in some of these type of pictures. It affects most of the whole entire population, and then we find out that most of the population, we don't know what's going on with the rest of the world in the United States. All we know is that by the time the movie starts, we see Matt Smith's character. He is Morgan. He can find a way to communicate with the infected, that's what they're called, because he was bitten by a rabies person, but he did not turn. So he can communicate with them, and basically what they're trying to do, he and a scientist led by, I think her name is Dr. Gina Ross, they're trying to find Patient Zero because they believe that if they find Patient Zero, he will have the antibodies that they need and they can cure this mutant strain of rabies. And that's basically what this movie is about. Now, I've been seeing a lot of these type of pictures where we have a viral outbreak. Now, normally they become zombies, but it appears as though some of the writers of these movies have now decided, let's not do the zombies. They've been done to death. With this. We're now going to try something different. So we're now seeing viral infections where these people are not zombies. They're something different, similar to like the rabies virus. And 28 days later and 28 weeks later, there was another movie called Viral where there was a different type of strain. And also, I believe something similar, even though they're kind of like zombies, but they really weren't in the Grow of All the Gifts. So we've been seeing a lot of these movies now where they're not zombies, but they still do the same thing. It affects the entire population, society collapses, and now we got to find a cure for it. And that's basically what I've been seeing a lot of these movies. I guess it's type of new subgenre, I guess. Now, the one thing I'll give credit for what this film does, it shows the bleak and the desperation people have and live in this particular world that they've created here. They're desperate, they don't know what's going on, is this the end? And it really shows that how the film is set, because they're all living in this nuclear silo trying to hide from the infected, because obviously everything else is I guess, turned out. We don't know what's going on. We're really not given a clear picture of what's going on with the rest of the United States is concerned, because I'm assuming that this is in the United States. If I remember correctly, there is no, I think they were in some type of place in Minnesota. I don't remember the location. All I know is that they're hiding in a nuclear silo while they try to find Patient Zero. But you can see the desperation on the people. We see the desperation on the military as they once again try to find a cure and trying to find Patient Zero. Now, I do like this particular story. I'm pretty sure some people are probably saying, hey, wait a minute, I thought I saw this particular type of movie in Quarantine. Yeah, but that was just a hotel. It didn't affect the whole entire country. It just affected the people in that one vicinity. Here, we're talking about the entire world, especially here in the United States. So that is, well, it is probably similar, but this is totally different. And while I do agree it's a nice, interesting story, I find this plot and the whole setting too familiar or too similar to George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. Yeah, I mean, it's like you got the underground setting, similar to Day of the Dead. You got the scientists working, just like Day of the Dead, trying to find out what's going on with the zombies. Here they're trying to find a cure for Patient Zero. And you got the military Well, unfortunately, we also have a crazy guy. That character, I mean, the character in Day of the Dead, we have a similar character here in Colonel Knox. Knox here, it's too similar. It's too much. Everything about it is too similar. Now, I do like some of the things they tried to do in this movie, but again, it's like this. All I'm looking at is like, wait a minute, they did this in Day of the Dead, which was a much better film, to be honest. Now, it's quite surprising to see such talented actors as Matt Smith, of course we know from Doctor Who, and Natalie Dormer from Game of Thrones, and a great veteran actor Stan Tucci. Uh, we're surprised to see them how they film, but I guess because this film set on the shelf for such a long period of time, that actually spells disaster. I believe this film was made in like 2014, and it like sat there for a while before they finally released it on VOD. Never got a theatrical release, so you know that's not good, and it shows it. Now, despite the fact how good Natalie Dormer and Matt Smith are, they just don't bring any life to the film. I mean, it's just flat. Again, probably because of the similarities of the films between Day of the Dead and this film. There's nothing to hook on. There's no energy. There's no nothing to make us care about the characters. And even throwing his ex-wife, not ex-wife, his wife, Morgan's wife, she gets infected, but because they're experimenting with his blood because he hasn't turned yet, they decide to throw his ex-wife into the picture. And of course, it's very predictable in this scene and coming out of left field plot convenience with Dr. Rose. It doesn't add any tension whatever Matt Lee script wanted to do in this film. It's just not good. And I like the fact that Matt Smith and Natalie tried to come up with American accents, but they're really trying to strain too much. And it just comes out sometimes. I believe Matt Smith, his English voice comes out through sometimes, especially when he's trying to emote real hard. But unfortunately, nothing does anything. They can't do anything with the script. It's not their fault. It's just that the script doesn't give them anything really to do. They seem to be writing through the motions. Oh, and let's talk about poor Stanley Tucci. Now, I like Stanley Tucci. He's a very good veteran actor. He's been in a lot of films. I don't know what made him be in this one because his role as the professor, as his title cast, he brings nothing to the role. He's supposed to be this alpha infected. He has supposed reason why he's come there. But he does anything. It's more of he's more there just to give exposition to his character, and that's another problem. This film uses flashbacks to death, which I don't like. I guess they thought, hey, let's put the flashbacks in there. Maybe we'll explain these characters and how they got to be, but it makes the film a little more of a jumbled mess than adding any tension to the film. But he's just there to give exposition. He's totally miscast in this film. And as for the infected themselves, they really don't have anything distinguishing features other than their eyes look gold or something like that. Really not really good special effects. Obviously, they didn't do anything. We see see somebody that gets infected. We get a limb torn off here. But they don't show it. Obviously, they did not spend any money for practical effects. There's some scene. What all we see is just the infected biting people, but no real decent kills, no real practical effects and all. Obviously, they just did not have the budget to do it. So, what was obviously a pretty good, interesting idea just simply falls flat. This film is just, like I said, Matt Smith and Natalie Dormer are okay, but they just don't have enough. The script doesn't give them enough to do it. And like I said, it's just too predictable. Stanley Tucci is purely wasted. There were just too many similarities between this and obviously George A. Morrell's Day of the Dead. If they're going to try something to add something a little different. Try to create your own story and not cop off of somebody else's great work. So, the Horror Miser is going to open up his vote. And I'm going to give Patient Zero 1 of my 5 gold coins. I'm going to give Patient Zero only 1 of my 5 gold coins. It just, I mean, it could have done something different, but what are you going to do? Now, I was able to see Patient Zero on Comcast On Demand. It did become available on VODs, I think, around August the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to watch it, if you're willing to watch it, you can watch it on Comcast On Demand. I don't know if it's available on Amazon Prime or Netflix, but if you did watch it, and if you did see it, did you thought this was a pretty good movie? Or did you thought what I did and just like, oh well. Leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Patient Zero. Well, that's my video for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up because it does help the channel a lot. And once again, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules. See you guys later.
1, 2.